Well, we know that we are going to Paris and we are hoping for a global climate agreement by Paris. And then there are issues that we have to fight for. But the most important thing for us is what we are fighting for here has the benefits for the Indonesian people in general.
And what do you mean by that? What do you mean in terms of the benefits generally?
You know, here in the negotiations, most people talk about the text, the dots and the commas. But if you have a really concrete understanding, what are they actually for the people? That's what we have to be able to translate. We talk about adaptation, we talk about mitigations, you know, the 5 pillars, technology transfer, financing, and capacity building. How do you translate that and the benefits for the general public?
And how do you translate that?
You know, I'm the national focal point for Article 6, education, training, and public awareness. So we do all kinds of activities, public outreach, to make more people involved and more people understand about the issue. And that's why here at the Lima COP20, we have the Indonesia Pavilion, which talk about all kinds of issues, not only from the Indonesia's points of view, but also from our partners, either bilateral, regional, or multilateral organizations. And this is the program of the Indonesia Pavilion. We are at the delegation pavilions. There are issues that we talk about, not only the 5 pillars that I mentioned before, but also in terms of stakeholders. For example, women, youth, and the disabled. We are trying also to involve the disabled in all our programs.
And in terms of these pavilions, I mean, every country has, not every country, but many countries seem to have these pavilions. I guess it's a type of soft power, soft diplomacy to try and show countries what they're up to. What's the real point? What gets what's achieved by having a pavilion at one of these events?
It's a showcase, actually. It's a showcase of our programs and that we are transparent in all our activities, especially our aim in the emission reduction of 20% by 2020 with our own efforts and 41% with international assistance. What are they? What are the activities? What are the impacts? What are the indicators? There are so many issues, and through the pavilions, we are able to dig deep on what they are. And of course, what's interesting is, like I mentioned, we have partners, right? Bilateral, multilateral. And we invite many countries who have similar problems as well as different problems, so we could compare notes.
You mentioned you were a focal point for education. Tell me what's happening in Indonesia regarding education over deforestation and working with local communities who perhaps see the forests as a resource that they own and they can do with as they wish. What kind of work are you doing, outreach are you doing?
Yeah, basically the way we see the outreach is we see the sequence. You know, we have the science of climate change, we have the impacts, we have the solutions, as well as the political landscape, as well as how to communicate all the issues. Now, in terms of deforestation, there are several agencies who are involved in this, and they go down to the grassroots level and talk to the children. If you are on the elementary school level, for example, high school levels or university level, there has to be some sort of a, how do you say it? You know, you got to be with them, not only explaining, but with them in their day-to-day life as well. So you understand what their concerns are, what needs to be prioritized, as well as what are interesting actually. I mean, doesn't have to be all it's serious matters, but you have to do it in a fun way, actually interesting way. I'll show you what we have as a sort of an educational material. We have short films on, it's called Climate Change in Our Backyard. You know that Indonesia has almost 16,000 islands. So we have different issues actually. Some areas are forested, some areas are not forested. So these, for example, are the children in Papua.
Okay.
So yeah, it's for them. And then we also have after the rainfalls. This has a local wisdom,
Yeah.
local wisdom on how they deal with climate change, and then of course this is the serious part where what we have done in the last 5 years.